Okay, here we have some more review. The objectives of this page or this next section is to review subtraction of monomials with numerical exponents. In other words, how to subtract monomials with exponents and to learn to subtract monomials with unknown exponents. This is easy. You'll know what the heck they're talking about after we're done. Remember, monomials, in case you're wondering, what's a monomial? A monomial is an algebraic expression that only has one term. So like for instance, 4x is a monomial. A binomial would be 4x plus y because now we have two terms. A trinomial would be something like x squared plus x plus 5. That's a trinomial because you have 1, 2, 3. Three terms. Tri means 3, bi means 2, and mono means 1. If you have a hard time remembering those definitions, just think of a tricycle. How many wheels does a tricycle have? How many wheels does a tricycle have? Sorry about that. It has 3 wheels. Tricycle, 3. Trinomial, 3 terms. Bicycle has 2 wheels. Binomial, that means it has 2 terms. Mono means 1. If you're listening to music in mono, that means that it's only coming out of one speaker. That's monomial. One speaker, mono. Monomial means one term. Okay, I hope that helps you remember those definitions. So again, we're going to review subtraction of monomials with numerical exponents, and we're going to learn to subtract monomials with unknown exponents. Okay, so here what we have, if you notice, this looks kind of weird because you have two negatives right next to each other, right? Well, when you have two negatives right next to each other, what that means basically is that this number is really a positive. It's just a weird way of writing positive. One way to remember is that this negative is telling you to subtract this negative. So if I subtract the negative, what I'm left is with a positive. So really what this number is 16 plus 11b. Because this negative means subtract this negative. If I do that, if I subtract them, I'm left with a positive. So 16b plus 11b is 27b, right? Because 16 plus 11 is 27. So 27b. Okay. So remember that when you have two negatives next to each other and one of them is in the parentheses, what that means is subtract the negative, and what you get is a positive number. Another way of thinking about it is when you have anything in front of a parentheses, that means that you multiply what's outside the parentheses with what's inside the parentheses. So whenever you're multiplying two negative numbers, your answer is positive. Okay, so negative times negative equals positive. So that's another way of looking at it. Another way of thinking about it is this negative is telling you to subtract this negative. So that means that you end up with a positive if you subtract the negative. I mean, I don't know how you understand it better, but those are the two ways of explaining it. Or that I have of explaining it at least. Here what we have is a negative 7m squared and a negative 3m squared. Remember what I told you, that when the answers are negative, you add, but here actually they're asking you to do something in the directions. Let's subtract the following by changing the sign of the subtrahend and combining as in addition. Okay, so I know what they want you to do. Okay. So they want you to subtract. So here they're giving you two terms, right? They're giving you a negative 7m squared and a negative 3m squared. And what they want you to do is subtract the two numbers. So really what we have is negative 7m squared minus a negative 3m squared, because they want you to subtract. The directions tell you to subtract. So remember what this does, it turns this negative 3m squared to a positive. So what I get is 7m squared, a negative 7m squared, plus 3m squared. And when the signs are different, we subtract, right? So 7 minus 3 is 4. And since the bigger number is negative, our answer is going to be a negative 4m squared. In the first problem, they did that step for you, right? That's why they put the negative here already. They're showing you that you need to subtract. Okay? So here we got again a negative 3ac squared x. So what we have here is a positive ac squared x minus a negative 3ac squared x. Okay? Because this negative tells us to subtract this negative, what we get is ac squared x plus 3ac squared x. So now, since the signs are the same, we add 3 and 1 is 4 ac squared x. That's our answer. Here they do that step for you, the step that we did here. They do it for you. They already put the negative there. So negative, this negative means subtract this negative. So I'm left with a positive 6, negative 6a squared, positive 10a squared. The signs are different, so we subtract. What I get is 6 minus 10, or 10 minus 6 is 4. And since my bigger number is positive, my answer is a positive 4a squared. That's my answer. Okay? Always put, or try to put your answers, box your answers so we can know what the answer is. Here they already subtracted for you. They did the subtraction, so this means take away the negative. What we get is 3xy plus 9xy. Oops. xy, and the signs are positive, both of them, so that means we add, and what we get is a 12xy, and that's our answer, 12xy. Here they just want you to do more of the same thing, so we've got 12. They want you to subtract these. This subtraction sign is not really a subtraction sign, it's a negative, and it's telling you that 5xn is negative. Now this is a little confusing, but you'll get the hang of it if you keep on practicing. So we've got 12xn minus, because they want us to subtract, a negative 5xn. Okay, so that means I'm going to subtract the negative. What I get is 12xn plus 5xn. Then my answer is 12 plus 5 is 17xn. Okay, and that's my answer. Let's put a box around it. Here, negative 7xm minus a negative 3xm, okay? Since this negative is telling us to take away this negative, we get a negative 7xm plus 3xm, and what that equals is 4. And since the bigger number is negative, my answer is a negative 4xm. Okay. 15ax minus 8. So this is negative. Subtract the negative. So we get 5anx plus 8anx. That equals is 24. 15 plus 8 equals 24 anx. Here I've got, I'm going to subtract the negative, so 3an minus a negative 7an. This becomes positive, right? So positive 7 and positive 3 equals 10 an. I'm running out of time, so I'm going to have to do a part 2 to this. So look for page 4, part 2.